This is PlanetHydra's fanfiction corner, where we come and meet to read the worst fucking fanfictions you have ever read in your life. Today's fanfiction is Train Togetherness, a Thomas the Tank Engine fanfiction. In this fanfiction, Thomas finds he enjoys being touched by Gibson, a trainer he meets on the track. They go back to a station together to have some fun. This fanfiction is going to be 644 words, not for kids, English, romance, and drama. Let's go. No train had ever touched Thomas like this before. His wheels felt weak. They quivered with excitement. Want to come back to my station with me?
Quiver.
We could let off a little steam.
This is gay.
Thomas shyly asked the train. The train nodded. How the fuck does the train nod? What is it, just mosh pit back and forth, just go off the rails? There we go, you just messed up your owner's shipment.
Quick question. I know this is probably going to end up answering this question. But what do you think running a train on the train when you're a train means?
That's a train wreck.
Is Percy involved?
The train nodded. My wheels haven't been greased in a long time, he whispered seductively to Thomas. Thomas again felt his wheels quivering.
This person is a thesaurus.
Thomas couldn't help but let out a toot. Thomas led the train back to the station. They entered and closed the doors behind them. What? The train began vibrating his wheels against Thomas's back, and Thomas began to shake with locomotive pleasure.
Locomotive pleasure.
Oh, train! Cried Thomas.
Oh, Ryan! Ryan, I don't think trains have that. But secondly, does this train not have a name?
Call me Gibson, the train said.
Okay.
Oh, Gibson. Thomas tried again. You make my wheels spin.
Oi, Gibson.
Ryan,
Thomas! Gibson groaned. Rub your pistons against me.
I don't...
Thomas began to grind at Gibson
Yeah.
with a vigorous force. Yes, Thomas. Hard. Gibson shrieked. Gibson shook with intensity as Thomas rammed into him again and again. You ready for my special load? Gibson grunted out. Thomas nodded. Oil quickly sloshed over Gibson's wheels, coating the both of them. Oh dear, gasped Thomas. He too sprayed out a hot layer of oil. Fuck you guys on your phones. The two trains laid wheezing on the train station floor. The room was filled with a thick oil scent and clouds of steam that fogged up the windows. You know, there's probably a guy sleeping in here, and he's dying because of carbon monoxide poisoning. Just like closing the garage and leaving your car going. It's a very good way to commit suicide, I heard. Okay. After resting for a few minutes, Thomas finally mustered the energy to stand up. Jesus Christ.
Don't Google Thomas the Train and Gibson in the same sentence.
We've been here for a while, Thomas, Gibson murmured. Would you please check what time it is? I'll look out the window at the big clock outside, Thomas answered. It's high noon.
Did he?
It would have made it a hell of a lot better. I've got a big clock in here, Gibson joked. Oh. Thomas rolled his eyes and wiped some of the steam off the window. And there goes, the fat one. To his surprise, he saw another train, covered in a thick layer of oil. The train's eyes were closed and he was letting out puffs of smoke, a contented smile on his face. Gibson, Thomas called. There's another train out there and he's oily.
He's oily.
Is he? Gibson asked. Invite him in. The third train jumped as Thomas opened the door. He stammered. Did we make you oil? Thomas asked with glee. The train nodded. You made my horn blow. This was a bad mistake.
I love the Mexican music playing in the background outside.
Join me, please, Gibson begged. I need more. The third train and Thomas glanced at each other and quickly jumped in with Gibson. The three different types of wheels are met in ferocious love-making. Oil was flying, all three thoroughly greased. After some time, the trains were contented. The third train's engine let out a steady hum. The third train turned to Thomas. By the way, my name is Boom. The electricity in the third train, newfangled engine let out a spark. Combined with the oil that was abundant all over the trainee threesome.
I would like to say
A fiery explosion was created that rocked the station. Train parts rained down amongst the crumbling walls. Thomas and the new train were dead. Gibson stared at his lovers, his own body torn in two. He gasped for air, and with a hoarse voice croaked out, "No, my love, no." He He was the end of his line. His head drooped down on a station floor and his eyes closed forever. And the trains died together. Please review. I love feedback.
So at 5 minutes, I'm gonna. Gay? How about some thoughts on that little experience? We shall call it.
Well, here's my review.
10 out of 10.
I
Perfect.
fucking killed myself in the middle. Right now, my dead body is lying next to my ghost.
He just respawned.
I just realized that I'm 300 pounds overweight.
So your weight limit is supposed to be 75 pounds?
I think I'm out of this. Just kill me now. I'm gonna go hang myself and probably shoot myself at the same time.